Time for a look at the weather forecast, and Matt has joined us, and you're taking us to Australia first. Why is that?
Yeah, you can tell I'm in Friday mode, can't you? Canaries 2 hours ago. Yeah, Australia this time. Brisbane, the Gold Coast. Oh, wouldn't you love to be there?
Well, I would, but I said that earlier about the Canaries.
You know what's coming next, don't you? Yeah, they've been in the grips of droughts over the past few months, but it's all broken down recently. Quite stormy weather, in fact, during yesterday. Let me just show you what was happening with some of this footage across just not far away from Brisbane. In fact, swirling rain, damaging winds, huge amount of damage actually, with some floods as well. Add on to that, we saw some rather large hailstones as well. Let me just show you one of those hailstone pictures from yesterday. Imagine those falling from the sky. So you can imagine the kind of damage they create. Now, if you're a little bit squeamish, turn away now, because this was the poor sight of Fiona in the hospital yesterday. She got caught by those hailstones. Now, I've pushed it out a little bit so you don't see too much, but you can see the marks on her body and her face, those hailstones pounding, just how much damage they can do. If you're wondering why she hadn't run out and taken cover, she was actually protecting her baby in the pram, so she was sheltering her baby at the time. But just to show the sheer extent that hailstones can do damage-wise.
That is really nasty.
Very, very nasty. You can imagine, can't you, those falling from the sky on you. I know some footage of kangaroos and various other animals trying to shelter as well.
Yeah, wondering what on earth is raining down on them.
Exactly.
So what about our weather?
Our weather? Well, we've got quite stormy weather at the moment. In the last hour, we've seen winds in northwest Wales gust over 80 miles an hour, parts of Gwynedd in particular. Yeah, Storm Callum is certainly with us. It's leading to quite a grim afternoon for some. Not just windy, but particularly wet for some. This was the scene in eastern parts of Northern Ireland. Almost like night time there, isn't it, with those grey skies overhead. And as I said, Storm Callum has been responsible. The cloud from it stretches from Hurricane Leslie, we covered a couple of hours ago, all the way back, looping round into the centre of Storm Callum. That's actually way out towards the west of us, but we've still got some very strong winds across the UK, particularly in around this weather front, which extends from the southwest of England through to the northeast of Scotland at the moment. And just to the west of Wales, we have seen those winds substantially pick up. It's not just the winds causing us concern. Met Office has issued an amber warning in these areas of South Wales, particularly in southern facing hills. Over 660 millimetres of rain during the next couple of days. That could lead to flooding. But it's only part of the story, because while some have got the cloud, the wind, the rain, others sunshine, and that's across East Anglia and the southeast. Temperatures 23 degrees here this afternoon. It stays fine here for the evening rush hour, but if you're out in the west, heavy rain and still those very potentially damaging winds in western parts of Wales, stretching into northwest England. Rain easing off a little bit in Northern Ireland for the evening, but southern eastern Scotland stays thoroughly wet. Western Scotland, you've always had it a little bit drier and brighter here, but it still remains pretty windy, with winds gusting 50 or 60 miles an hour. Into tonight, the winds in Scotland, Northern Ireland will ease down. It remains very windy across England and Wales. Further rain from southwest England, Wales, West Midlands into northern England, maybe even southeast Scotland. That'll keep the temperatures up. To the north of it, cooler air, down into single figures. To the south and east, we're not far off some of the warmest October conditions by night on record. 18, maybe 19 degrees in the southeast corner into the start of your weekend, and it will be a warm, sunny but windy day here through tomorrow. Start with the rain though, Wales, southwest England into northern England, and after a bright enough start for some in Scotland, Northern Ireland, here it actually gets wetter through the day, but nowhere near as windy as today. It remains wet across Wales and western England throughout, hence those warnings across the southern hills of Wales. And for the Midlands, eastern parts of England, well, completely different day. Standing a hair dry, really. Warm and sunny and windy. The winds ease down, though, as we go through Saturday night into Sunday. Our weather front's finally on the shift further eastwards. Great news for those who've got the heavy rain in the west at the moment. Improving conditions here throughout the day. Takes a while in northern Scotland, but for eastern England, potentially wet start to your Sunday, and it will take a while before we see things turn dry and a little bit bright here. So certainly Saturday, the better day of the weekend. The warmer too, because for all, by the time we get to Sunday, temperatures around where they should be for the time of year. You're up to date with the latest weather here on Afternoon Live.